G'day mates, it's Mike here. So for the past week or so since I uploaded the last video, I've kind of been chilling out a bit, just getting my mental, just getting my brain nice and relaxed a bit to try to be more creative in the long term anyway. And plus it was my birthday and all that. It was my birthday on the weekend. Furthermore, it's going to be another fortnight before I start working on the high quality stuff again, so I thought I might as well create some slop to keep the algorithm happy. The main reasons, just this week I'm going to be also focusing on a couple of other errands as well, such as switching my OS because Windows is ending support for Windows 10, and I'd honestly rather die than switch to Windows 11. So I'm thinking I might use, I don't know which distro of Linux, but I've tested Mint. I'm not going to use Ubuntu because Ubuntu's too mainstream. But yeah, I've still got plenty of other Linux distros to test out. But and also, in about a week's time, I'm going to be going down on my yearly visit to my aunt down in Brisbane. First time I'm going to be driving long range in an electric car, so it's going to be a bit nerve-wracking. But enough about me. Well, actually, there's one more thing I have to say about me. If you watched my last video, you'll know I used the image of a certain Schroeder a lot as like my representation of Harley, who is like the main like girl in my story that I told you about. Pretty much everything there is true, at least to my memory. Even like the graduation part, that was fucking true. And I even went through and watched the graduation video to check that her sister was there, and lo and behold, she was. Oh my god, that had to be the greatest ending to a story ever, honestly. Anyway, I thought I might just, I was going to react to a video that basically kind of explains the Megan saga a bit and talk about, compare it a little bit to my experiences with Harley and, the similarities and differences. But I'm also going to give my kind of thoughts and opinions on how Chris handled the situation, how Megan handled the situation, all the stuff that happened and all that sort of thing, and a little bit of dating stuff, advice or whatnot, even though I've been the last time I asked a girl out on a date was fucking 5 years ago. So I'm definitely the guy to go to if you want to get your noodle wet. Anyway, let's get started, and right before we start, that fade, I fucking love that. Credit to Fox Pawpaws, the creator of this video. He is a absolutely fantastic creator. Genuinely love his work. Honestly, go and check out his stuff. It is so fucking good. And I like the intros too, but they're a bit long, so we're probably gonna skip through that. It's like a little nostalgia trip, both positive and negatives from back in the day. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's watch. The subject of this documentary is an autistic transgender woman. Chris Chan is not an accurate representation of any demographic. Please do not harass anyone featured in this documentary. Viewer discretion is advised. I feel like it's a horror film. But yeah, please do not contact any of them. Well, if you're being nice or whatever, and you're not persistent with trying to talk to them, then you can send one quick message of support. Like Megan, for example, you could say, "Hey, I read your quickie article page, and I just wanted to say I feel really bad for you, especially with the She Came for CWC image. That is disgusting, that image. I don't think I've seen a worse Rule 34 drawing in my life, except for maybe the cub material that Sappho posted.
I felt really
Let's just skip this part.
In the United States.
I know, it ruins the immersion or whatever, but it's like, it goes on for like a minute. Oh, another thing I have to say, shout out to Fox Paw Paws as well for the music. The music is so fucking good. It is so good. Like, I listen to it when I'm making my own videos, you know, I have it on in the background, the Vaporwave. Go check out his second channel for that. It's Sonic, like, search up Sonicu Vaporwave with 2 Ks.
As a college graduate, Chris had an opportunity to start his career in computer drafting.
Yes, he did, apparently.
Instead, Chris decided to spend more time on his hobbies, finding a boyfriend-free girl, and the Sonichu comic series.
I can relate to the focusing on your passions thing instead. You know, with me with my YouTube channel, I could go and get a regular job or whatever, like all the other people. But at this point, I'm too invested in my YouTube channel to just give it up like that. You know, you can criticize me for that all you want. You know, I'm not gonna lay completely blameless for that. But at this point in time, I'm too invested in my YouTube channel to just give it up to become some sort of wage slave. At least full-time. I'm willing to work part-time. Also, I'm willing to do temp work as well. So if you want a project done or whatever, if you want me to clean your fan blades or, you know, erect a fence or something, you can contact me in my email or whatever. You have to be local to Queensland though. I'm not gonna fucking travel overseas for that shit.
Sonichu Issue 3 was released after Issue 4.
Oh god.
We introduced to a
Hang on, it's a little bit loud, I think.
number of new and important characters.
Yes, important characters in Chris's poorly drawn comics.
When the original Sonichu was created, 5 eggs were launched into various locations across the world.
Gee, it's so fucking
Wild
original.
Sonichu is born in a...
Can I just say, Chris Chan absolutely fucking sucks at naming things? Like, come on. You could at least come up with something else apart from, Wild Sonichu. And he's got it in his head that he's some sort of master artist. Like, come on, Chris. Even I can come up with better names, and I am shit at coming up with names.
Jungle. Bubbles Rosechew hatches in the ocean.
Bubbles.
Angelica Rosechew is born on the doorstep of a church and is raised by...
God, look at his face there. Oh, she's so pure and Christian. Oh, whoop-de-doo.
Punchy Sonichu is born in a dojo and
Punchy.
learns martial arts. Magi-chan Sonichu is born in a cave and is discovered
Yep, though Magi-chan is a pretty cute name, let's be honest.
by Mewtwo, who teaches him psychic abilities in meditation.
Psychic.
Black Sonichu steals a sunstone using a hole.
Black Sonichu. I think he called him Blaychu or Blake for short. But that's a little bit racist, I think, to make the black guy the villain. But anyway. Shouldn't get overly focused on little details, goddammit.
He is attacked by a bird and chased into the path of each newly introduced hedgehog. Together, each of these Sonichus make up the chaotic combo.
Oh, God.
Sonichu shows up to help, and together they fight Blatchu and
Blatchu.
temporarily knock him out, getting a high score of 500,000 SCU.
SCU. It's like he's in the Sonic video game. He couldn't have... Why add this detail? Why? And by the way, this is coming from a guy who was diagnosed with autism at like age 3, so you could say, oh, it's because he's autistic, but I wouldn't have fucking put that in. You know, Chris calls himself high-functioning autistic, but, like, he asked Santa Claus for a girlfriend, for crying out loud. That doesn't sound very high-functioning to me. Especially when you're in your, like, mid-20s. Like, maybe if you're a kid or something, you know, you just hit puberty, you might stoop down to such a level.
Chris's friend, Anna McLaren, moved to...
A bit of context on Anna McLaren. The way, basic context, okay? I'm not going to do a big story. So Chris was doing his like infamous attraction signs, you know, oh, I'm looking for a girlfriend, like displaying a fucking sign at a supermarket, not a supermarket, in a mall, as they call them in America. We used to call them shopping town, or that's what I called them when I was a kid. That's what Mum called them. But we call them shopping centres, I guess, in Oz. There's two that I know of in Bundy. There's like Hinkler and Stocklands, used to be called Sugarland. Anyway. So he was holding it outside the store that Anna worked at, and they were kind of curious. So I think they like waved at Chris and whatnot, and Chris like approached them and he tried to do the whole, you know, courting of Anna thing, but Anna was like, nah, I'm a lesbian. Just a little thing I've known is like, I'd say a majority of the excuses girls give for rejecting you are just bullshit. Like, if she says, I have a boyfriend, I don't know what the actual chances are she would actually have a boyfriend, but it's certainly not like 100% certain. Like, you'd have to see him in person to know. But I'd say most of the time it's just because they're not attracted to you. Because if they're attracted to you, they'd be willing to cheat on their boyfriends with you. Not all the time, though. But a fair amount of the time. Or they won't tell you about their relationship and they keep you on the side as like a little orbiter or something.
To Salt Lake City in Utah, shortly after her 20th birthday. They stayed in contact with each other through email and remained long-distance friends. In an effort...
Why wasn't Chris like this with Megan? Was Megan cute, or was Anna like ugly to him or something? This is a like chronic sex pest we're talking about here as well.
In an effort to make friends closer to home, Chris began spending more time at the game place.
The infamous game place where he got kicked out by Michael Snyder. Shout out to Snyder, by the way. We share names. We're brothers in names. Brothers in name. And I would have done the same thing. I would have kicked Chris out, fucking literally, actual like kicking him in the ass right out the door, physically. And locked the door, said, fuck off and never come back.
Play Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card games.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
In 2007, Chris emailed his favourite school teacher, Mrs. Sanford, to talk about an autobiographical DVD he was trying to produce.
I don't think I am in contact with any of my teachers or anything. Like, I have some of them on Facebook, but I don't use Facebook anymore. I don't have any of my teachers' numbers or email addresses or anything. I should talk to them, but you know, they've got other pupils to worry about, and former pupils. I'm not a pupil anymore.
Hey, Mr. Sanford, I'm delighted to hear from you as well. And it is also good to know that you are still residing at that address.
That address, thank God, it does not dox him.
The DVD is under production.
Oh, this fucking DVD, Song of Christian, I think it was called. It is so cringe, and you'll probably see it later on.
Did a few days after February 24th, 2007, my 25th birthday. Yay!
Let's see what he has to say about his love quest.
What happened during PVCC? In a nutshell, about midsummer 2003, I've realised, upon revelation...
Oh, God. Is that when he hit puberty?
I needed a...
He hit it really late. You know, Chris Chan is the same age as Kim Jong-un. That's a fun fact for you. 1982, I think he was born. So, well, I'll have to fucking check that. No, we're already in... I can't waste time. But, you know, one's a tyrannical dictator, and the other is a lol cow.
Girlfriend to make into a sweetheart from the ground
This
up.
is such cringe language. Make her into a sweetheart.
So, with a sign, which I've later realised...
The attraction sign. The old attraction sign. It doesn't make you look retarded, like mentally retarded. It's just a dumb thing to do. It's like, it makes you look desperate as well. Not only it's like it's creepy as well, I think. And it's kind of treating the whole dating thing like it's a job, but let's be honest, that's kind of how it feels nowadays anyway with the majority of people. It feels like a transaction, which is why I don't even bother anymore.
It made me look slow-minded. The R word.
The R word. I wonder... He probably is, though. I don't know. It was sad.
During Love Quest.
Love Quest. Recently I've been playing Kingdom Come Deliverance as well, and they have, like, quests. Imagine instead of Henry, it's like Chris Chan, and he's just like fucking fucking Teresa in the barn after playing like hide and seek with her.
The Dean of Student Services, Mary Lee.
Oh, I fucking love Mary Lee Walsh. Not romantically, obviously, but she is an absolute legend. Not taking any of Chris's bullshit.
Came out on tour at my sign right in front of me and said, "You're not going to get a girlfriend this way." Or
She's
anyway.
right. She's
That
right.
shattered my heart and murdered my soul. And it was
Shattered my heart and murdered my soul. And I love the way he put her in the comics as well.
wasn't just her.
He's such a shit illustrator, isn't he? Like, look how poorly drawn that is. It's like kid levels. Kid levels. And it's coming from me, by the way. I'm not exactly a good author. Like, not author, illustrator myself. Like, I suck ass with it, but at least I know my limitations. Chris has the arrogance to think that he's actually somewhat competent at drawing.
The policemen imposters in brown,
The
white, and red,
jerk-ops.
aka the jerk-ops. Also, seriously
I love the way he puts jerk in front of everything.
dented the impression that Virginia is for virgins, not lovers. Chris goes on to mention a girl, but it has a
Yes, the girl Megan Schroeder. But it has a happy ending. I meet a girl that's explicitly tells me that she's not interested in me off the bat. Oh, but I can make her change my mind. Like, her mind, fuck you.
happy ending. In mid-2005, when I've started playing the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG, I met this girl who,
God.
among numerous conversations, art sharing and secret confidence, I've grown fond of. And my heart and
Yes,
soul
of course
recovered
you have.
from the serious emotional and physical pain.
I endured. Is this from the fucking attraction sign when those girls pulled the prank on him?
I've enjoyed.
That was funny.
Although,
Well, it's sad at the same time, but it'd be sad if it was a normal person, but it's funny that they did it to Chris Chan, because he's a fucking asshole.
she's not interested in a serious relationship.
See, this is the thing I want you to know. I want you to know this. If a girl expresses explicitly that she's not interested in you romantically, there's no changing her mind. I hate to be that guy, that pessimistic guy, you know, but if she's expressed it, there's no going back. There's no getting out of the friend zone. There's no making her fall in love with you. Just move on.
I still am fond of her, and I'm hoping that she may have a change of heart.
She won't.
The girl Chris mentioned was named Megan Schroeder.
Look at her face. I don't know. Part of me thinks she is afraid, and kind of annoyed or whatever. But she said that she actually really enjoyed the friendship that she had with Chris.
At some point in 2004, Chris
Maybe
met
she's just a bit camera shy. I mean, shy is probably not the right word, considering she looks annoyed, but
Megan at the game place, and through their mutual interest in Yu-Gi-Oh!, they became friends.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
They exchanged emails, and Chris started taking interest in her other hobbies as well. such
Yeah,
as-
I think this is him trying to get her to like him through, you know, being relatable or whatever. But she didn't like it. She preferred to have like separate interests, kind of. Some that, you know, you're both genuinely fond of, but also have some separate things, because she felt like he was kind of trying to copy her. Or emulate is probably the better word.
as My Little Pony and Sailor Moon. Chris was well ahead of the curve.
Wait, I think that was his Megan shrine. So that's like in Chris Chan's house, by the way. He made a little shrine dedicated to her.
Other hobbies as well, such as My Little Pony and Sailor Moon.
God, what the fuck is that? Did Chris make that himself with like Play-Doh or something? Crayola magic mix.
This was well ahead of the
Like the same shit that, he made the Sonichu medallion from.
curve in his fascination with My Little Pony, predating the Brony fandom by some 5 years.
Ooh.
They started out
Yeah, I actually predated the Hoi 4 the history fandom by a good couple of years myself. I remember my friends really started getting into Hoi 4 in like 2016, 2017, and I was like obsessed with mapping and all that sort of stuff way back in like 2014 or 2015. So like autistic people have a tendency to be ahead of the curve.
as genuine friends, but by the end of 2005, Chris began making unwanted advances towards Megan. In November 2005,
God.
he asked for her phone number through email. Megan responded.
God. Look, actually, this first advance, asking for the number, is fine, and Megan, like, treats it with grace, I think.
No offense, but I never give my number out. It's certainly nothing directed at you, but I just don't enjoy talking on the phone either.
I think this is, like, Chris thinking that giving out the number is, like, the first, step in romance. That's probably not so much the case nowadays. I think a lot of people just talk through text messages, which I think is probably the worst way of communicating. I'm a face-to-face kind of guy myself. I absolutely fucking hate talking to people online, and that's why I if there's anyone who's watching this that messages me on Discord and stuff like that, and you notice that I don't respond, that's the main reason. It's because I'm just awkward with that kind of shit. I can't even conjure up the courage to read the messages. It's like I hate it. I hate that part of my mind. Trust me, I hate it as much as you would. Probably more, actually, anyway. But as you can see, Megan here is quite cordial, I think the word is. Besides, we live right down the street from the park, so it's like 2 minutes away on bike. Yeah, but then Chris would have to exercise. As for the restaurant, thanks, but no thank you. We have already eaten by then. I eat lunch early, but thank you very much for such a nice invite. I'm sorry to have to decline. See, she's being really nice here. I didn't get that kind of gratitude. I didn't get that kind of... What's the word? Politeness, I don't know. I didn't get that kind of, cordial, polite attitude from Harley. I just got, I just want to be friends with you, Mike. I don't know, I might be going to job soon.
Besides, we live right down the street from the park, so it's 2 minutes away.
I didn't even get a sorry. That's how... Okay, enough about me.
At some point in December, Chris apparently attempted to kiss Megan.
Oh my god, what the fuck is he thinking? Look, if you're gonna... I wonder if it was on the lips or a cheek kiss kind of thing.
Although I really don't mean to be cold, but please...
Hang on, let's read this. Yes, I did watch the musical, and John and I agreed we officially hate that bad guy. We think he's kinda queer! I saw this. And you wonder why some people are saying Megan's a Nazi or whatever. I think she's just a run-of-the-mill conservative woman. And that's why I wouldn't be attracted to her personally, because, I'm a raging leftist commie, according to Americans. And I'll say it, yes, by American standards, I am a communist. Which means I'm just a social democrat in the rest of the world, where everyone's fucking sane. God. I like how Eternal Sailor Moon came out, blah 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 blah. Anime. Anyway, let's...
Please don't try and advance on kissing me, please.
Yeah, exactly. Don't make the advance, especially not in public. We're living in a world nowadays where it's up to the woman to initiate. Otherwise, you're a creep, you're sexually harassing her and stuff like that. I half understand, like, why that they've kind of taken on that kind of attitude, but I do think the pendulum swung a little bit too far, if you know what I mean. There's nothing wrong with approaching a person or whatever, making an advance. The problem is if you're, like, too persistent after they say no. So after they say no, that you just drop it, you just stop, don't even bother. If she's trying to play hard to get, that's mind games, and therefore she should be disqualified from being in a relationship with you. You're better than dating a woman who does that kind of stupid shit. Or a man, They play hard to get, that makes them hard to want.
The truth is, I don't want a boyfriend because I don't desire and idolize boys like other girls.
I reckon that's bullshit what she's saying. I think she's not actually asexual. Because she had previous crushes and stuff like that. I think she was just kind of in a bit of a wigtail kind of phase at that point. I've heard rumours that nowadays she's, like, married with 3 children or something. I don't know if that's true or not. But, if it is, then, fair on her, fair enough, do your own thing. But I don't think that she was asexual in general. I think she just wasn't attracted to Chris. That's just my opinion, though.
I enjoy being independent. So, you see what I mean?
I also wanted to say something about that. You can still be independent and in a relationship. I think that's I think the whole, lack of autonomy from your partner thing, I think that's kind of damaging in romance, in my opinion. Whether it's like a man or a woman, I think there needs to be a degree of autonomy. There's obviously, like, things that are definite, like, deal breakers. Like, for example, I'm strictly monogamous. That's, like, one of the few things I'm, like, super conservative and old-fashioned about. I am, like, monogamous for life. Like, I don't even want my partner to even think about dating another person.
Certainly nothing personal towards you. I'm just
Yes, it is. I'm sorry, Megan, but you gotta prove me wrong there. You gotta prove me wrong, Megan.
girl who doesn't care about loving guys. That doesn't mean I can't be friends with them, though.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's perfectly good to be just friends, platonic friends with a person of the opposite gender, and I wish we could be more open about that, to be honest.
A few months later...
Hang on. Oh, no, sorry. I thought you was talking about the book models. That's like Mark Matson's dating book that I read that kind of made me... I don't know. I'm not actually, like, part of the MGTOW movement, but it kind of made me, like, desire women romantically less.
Nice.
Like, you can watch the video towards the end. I talk about it's like it was my realization that, like, dating's not for me.
That doesn't mean I can't be friends with them, though. A few months later, in May of 2006, Chris still hadn't given up. I'm not saying I don't like you.
I can't... Fucking Chris, honestly. And that's the thing, I will say this as well. If they reject you or whatever, I think, obviously they're not going to change their mind, obviously. It's rare, it's rare. But you could tell them, if you want to change your mind, the ball is in your court. The ball is in your court, basically. I'm not going to make any more moves. If you want something from me, romance-wise, you have to make the move. That's what I would say. I'm not just going to repeatedly... Like, there are some women that genuinely want a guy to keep just asking her out again and again and again and again and again. And she could just keep saying no or whatever. Those type of women are just trash, and you should just... drop them immediately. And it's kind of... I really wish ended the friendship and like realized that there was no chance of getting with Harley like after she said she just wanted to be friends with me. I just wish I could have like ditched her straight away after that point. I wish I could have just said to her, my only intentions with you were to be like to establish a romantic relationship with you, and you know, if you're not willing to do that, that was the only real reason I was talking to you. It might sound a bit cold, but it's the truth.
I just don't care for guys in that kind of relationship matter.
I don't think that's
That
true.
doesn't mean I don't care, period. I care because we are...
And this is another nice thing she says, you're not a loser. You know, I never got that from Harley. She never said... I don't think she understood how it kind of feels to be rejected. I think a lot of women don't understand, because usually they're the ones that, you know, are doing the rejecting or whatever in romantic context. It's like, we need to be more gracious. And Megan in this situation I don't think she could have been more gracious towards Chris. And she gave a proper explanation as well, you know, detailed. I'm not into guys. It's not that I hate you, you're not a loser. I'm just not into guys romantically. She gave all that. She was compassionate, you know. And how does Chris repay her? He fucking keeps advancing, and then he draws a picture of him fingering her. And it's a poorly drawn one too. What is wrong with Chris, honestly?
friends, and I prefer to have guys only as friends because they are good companions and comrades. I never cared about having a boyfriend. I doubt I will.
I think she did in the past, and you'll see it later. There's like an email or whatever where she talks about how she had a crush on one guy.
I hope you understand that now. And maybe you know now why I don't like touchy-feely situations. But I enjoy being friends.
See, look, she's like doing paragraph after paragraph trying to comfort Chris, trying to make him feel better about himself, trying to, be nice and all that sort of stuff. I never got that. I'd say 99% of guys who do a romantic advance on a woman never get this kind of compassion. You know, the woman will probably just say no and then that's it. Like, guys are incapable of feeling the emotion of, like, romantic love and they only care about a woman for sex. That's bullshit. For me, with Harley, it was never about sex. Like, to me, sex was like the cherry on top, you know? It's meant to be like an act of love to show that you love your partner. It's why I could never do hookups. If I'm gonna, like, do that sort of stuff with women again, it's only gonna be with romantic partners. As I said, it made me feel dead inside when I tried it. It was just fucking awful.
By the time June rolled round, Chris still wouldn't take the hints.
My God, Chris. It's not that it's just that he thinks he can, like, as she puts it, soften her. And I kind of had that hope in my mind when I first, got friend-zoned by Harley as well. I had that in my mind for a while, hence why I took until, like, the middle of the next year to, like, unfriend her and all that sort of stuff. Around about April, actually, of 2021.
I've told you many times I don't want a serious relationship with you or any other guy for that matter. And so
I wonder if he actually wanted a relationship or just sex. Like, I don't actually think he would have known, because, like, he was never in a relationship. Then there's, like, and he doesn't really have much of a social conscious or an understanding about, like, the commitments of a relationship, the hardships and all that kind of stuff, the obligations and whatnot. And these aren't necessarily contractual obligations, obviously. It's more of a subconscious obligation.
So you really need to give up on me, because it'll only make you miserable.
Exactly! Honestly, I couldn't have put it better myself. if you keep pursuing a woman who's not interested in you, it's only going to make you miserable. Make your move. Say, hey, we should go out sometime. Maybe we could get like a kebab or something. Or we could walk in the park or whatever. And if she says, no thanks, or she's like, I'll think about it, possibly, then just fucking give up and move on. It's hard. Trust me, I've been there. I desperately wanted Harley to be attracted to me, to be in love with me. But she wasn't, and no level of desperation can change that. In fact, it kind of does the opposite. It makes the situation worse.
You see, instead of spending all your energy looking for a girlfriend, you should lay back, take it easy, and open up. Then, I think someone will show.
I think that's kind of true, but it's not as simple as that as well. I definitely think genuinely caring less about being in a relationship would help. But I honestly think deep down everyone does care about that kind of thing, and it's hard, especially in this day and age. Like, I haven't even asked a girl out in 5 years. I've seen women go insane after like not having sex for like a couple of months. Yeah, try fucking 7 years without a woman touching you. That isn't your mother anyway, and well, I'm not Christian, obviously. I'm just saying touch in general, not sexually, obviously. I'm just talking like a hug. Like, imagine for the past like 7 years, the only woman you've hugged is your mother. I can imagine. I think that's what a huge portion of men are going through. And women just don't realize it. It's a thing that I talk about in my video. We need to understand more about other people's perspectives. We need to try to gain that understanding. That's like the basis for compassion and empathy and whatnot. And I think a lot of people have forgotten how to do that. It's because we live in this kind of self-centered, narcissistic, individualistic system that we call capitalism. Oh, is that Mike being a Marxist again? Anyway.
You should try not to act so desperate. The way you spell it out and advertise yourself, passing girls may think it's strange behaviour.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, I understand your situation, but other people don't, and they may think, please don't get upset, you're some kind of lech or molester. I know you're not, but you see where I'm coming from. 2 weeks later, Chris continued to make Megan uncomfortable.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, although I'm not angry at you, I'm a little disappointed at your behaviour.
I think she also knows that he's autistic as well, so she's trying to get it through to his head. I can actually kind of see the condescending attitude as well, a little bit. But, like, how else are you supposed to treat him, you know? And she's accommodating his needs as well. Like, I've had people who treated me kind of condescendingly, and I thought it was maybe because I was autistic or whatever. But, you know, I asked my friends, hey, did you know I'm autistic? And they were like, no, I didn't know. And so it's like, I wonder if they knew as well, because I thought Mum would have got the teachers to tell everyone and whatnot. It's possible that they could have liked me, but, like, I'm just thinking of this one girl that one of my friends had a crush on. See, she had a kind of condescending attitude. I don't know. I don't think she liked me personally, but it's entirely possible. But I don't know if she knew I was autistic or not. Anyway.
I'm really sorry this may sound harsh, but it's 100% the truth about how I feel, okay? I know you know I hate guys and I hate love because I told you a million times. So why do you keep getting too close and touching me?
Yeah.
I really don't like it at all.
Don't touch people. I mean, to be honest, I actually did a little bit of an experiment at work. Towards the end, there was this like girl who I kind of noticed had a little bit of some of the signs, you know, that I read in the dating book, the model's dating book. So it was like when she came up to me one time, we were talking or whatever, I decided to give her like a a touch on the shoulder or something like that, because it says like touching people can actually kind of be like a sign, you know, it can be like a secondary way of communicating attraction. And then like my coworker says she likes you. I'm like, oh, I appreciate that, but you know, it's this thing, you know, you just feel uncomfortable when it's like all of a sudden. So I was like, no. I partially regret it, but at the same time, it's like, I think she only really liked me for my looks at the end of the day.
All. I know you said because you have feelings for me and it's hard for you, but I'm sorry if this sounds mean. You really need to try and get over it. If you
I love that. I love that.
Keep hanging on like that to someone who doesn't...
Truth be told, sometimes there are times where you get told something that is hard to digest. The best thing you can do is not to react to it in the moment, but just to think about it over time. Just try to like calm down, put it in like the back of your mind, and then after a while, you know, they might, you know, start opening up a little bit to ideas and stuff like that. I know with Megan, it's like, I'm not talking like in a romantic sense, I'm like talking like ideas like, for example, recently I tossed over the idea of like upgrading the gardens, and Mum kind of got angry. Well, not angry, she kind of got defensive. The dog. But then after a while, she's like opened up to the idea more, but as long as I like pay for the materials and whatnot. But that's the point, just give it time. And the dog's barking.
Love you back. Well, it'll only make you more miserable. You need to just accept the fact that I don't and probably will never love you. So you should just take a rejuvenating breath and move on.
Yeah. Oh, and this part is funny. Here's a secret. Once I actually liked someone, and I spent a lot of unnecessary energy and time thinking about this person and trying to spend time with this person. See, this is what I'm saying. I think she just wasn't attracted to Chris. And this experience might have been like her, almost like her version of like Harley for me, you know? But when I finally admitted to liking this guy, I was bluntly refused. I wasn't his type. And he didn't even tell me that. I had to ask his friend. So when a guy doesn't like me, that's it. I don't like them anymore. If I'm not his type to be close to, then I'm not his type to be friends with. And what do you know? Oh, hang on, yeah. That's exactly the thing. If you're friends with someone hoping to be in a relationship with them, that's not being friends with them, let's be honest. And that's kind of also another reason deep down why I decided I didn't want to be friends with Harley anymore, because I only really wanted a relationship. I just wanted to be able to redeem myself from 2018, and it really hurt. Anyway. The same person thinks I'm a freaky Nazi thing. I love that part. Because Megan says that the soldiers, those German soldiers, they're so unbearingly handsome. Yeah, Megan, and I like the fucking East German style helms too, by the way. Somewhat hurt. I've soon gotten over it. You know, I don't even think I really liked this guy in the first place. See, that's the thing as well. It's like, there's a difference between physical attraction and like, you know, being genuinely in love with someone. And I think a lot of people don't even know what it's like.
And 2 weeks after that, I'm just a little mad that I have to keep telling you to please stop touching me.
Please stop touching me.
It's like you're not wanting to listen to me. I tell you, then you say okay, but eventually you're back to the same tricks.
God, Chris. Either Chris just forgets, or he's deliberately trying to push it. I don't know what he's trying to gain from it as well. I don't know what he is trying to gain. Because it's obviously going to make the situation worse.
And this time I really mean it. Even my other friends don't like it and think it's weird. So once and for all, could you please stop? You know I don't like it, so why do you keep doing it? It's not like you're going to try and soften me or something.
No, I'm kidding.
So I don't want to have to tell you...
See, exactly. You're not going to soften her. You're not going to get her to change her mind. Once it's done, it's done.
Again, or I might get really angry. Because you know unwanted remarks or advances to a girl is Sarah which gets...
I'll just say this again. It's okay to advance once, unknowingly, if the girl you don't know is in. I'm not talking about groping or anything like that. I'm talking approaching a girl to talk to her. Maybe briefly touch her on the shoulder or something like that, Or like the hold hands thing or whatever. If the time is right, you can kind of sense it. It's when you're persistent about it, like with Chris here, that's when it's problematic. That's when it's sexual harassment. Also when it's inappropriate touching, obviously you shouldn't kiss a stranger on the lips. At most, maybe a brief peck on the cheek, basically, as an introductory thing, at most. Even then, I'm kind of iffy with that. I'd only do that if it was a cultural thing. You're I don't know what part of Europe. I thought Italy or something, if you're Italian, they might do that, but I don't know.
And I don't take that lightly, okay? So can you understand now? Around this time in June, Chris would release Sonichu issue 5 to his website.
Sonichu, and he adds personal shit as well. That's another problematic element of his comics.
This comic would include...
Where's the elbows? The arm looks just like a fucking pool noodle. It looks like a pool noodle.
Even more elements from Chris's personal life.
Oh, and there's Mary Lee Walsh. Oh, look, it's Sailor Meg June.
Featuring multiple characters clearly based on Megan Schroeder.
Come
Episode 12
on.
depicts the wedding of his childhood friend.
My god, that is some hideous drawing. And what is that invisible guy? Is that meant to be Chris?
From Sarah Hammer to a man named William Spicer.
Another thing with Sarah as well, she locked Chris under the house and left him there for an hour or something when he was just a kid. She was more of a bully, and yet he still had a crush on her.
Chris reveals that he no longer loves Sarah, despite them being destined lovers in previous episodes.
Yep.
And has instead found a new, even stronger love interest.
Megan.
A jealous Wesley Sonichu abducts Sarah before she can finish her vows, and Chris challenges him to a duel. Sailor Megtune and Magagula Skunk.
What a stupid fucking name. Magagula Skunk. Megagi. I don't know where he gets the name from. Sailor Megtune. That is some top-notch George Lucas tier dialogue there. I am Sailor Megtune. I am Magagula Skunk.
Both inspired by Megan Schroeder.
Of course
show up
they
to
are.
help Chris Chan fight. After they defeat Wesley, Sarah thanks Chris for being her friend and wishes him good luck on attaining Megan's love. Chris catches the bride's bouquet, implying that his own marriage isn't far off.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
In episode 13, Chris and Sonichu talk candidly about his attraction to Megan at the Quickville Mall. She's the sweetest.
Jesus. Hang on. Yeah, Pop, just like me and Rosie, but Megan has yet to return the feelings, right? Well, Sonichu, I've been feeling lots better since I first met. Since I first Megan? Don't you mean first met? She's the sweetest, and she has the right spunk amount among all ladies. She's very spunky, guys.
And she has the right spunk amount among all ladies. I've been very patient with Meg Chan by being a kind and understanding friend for her, giving her...
I hate to be this guy, but just being nice isn't enough to be in a romantic relationship. I'm not saying be mean or anything, but usually it's kind of the woman will know instantly. Not always. There are some examples where you can be friends for a couple of years or whatever. But, I'm not the kind of guy that would push anything.
Time and space, helping her feel good. She's warming up to me. Not only that, but with each amount of time I spend with her personally, With each of her
Personally.
warm, tender smiles, and with each loving thought about her, my heart grows fonder with the true love I feel for Megan Schroeder.
God, and he can't even spell her last name right. Fucking hell.
At least she knows that I have those feelings for her. I had the guts to tell her personally.
At least he did that. You know, at least he had the confidence in that regard.
Suddenly, the radio announces that Mary Lee Walsh is banned live across the city.
Yeah, birth rates are gonna really plummet. Good job, Mary.
Chris is enraged by this and summons the chaotic combo: Rose Dew, Sailor Meg Tune, Magagula Skunk,
Oh
and
my
his
god.
make-believe sister.
Wait, where is Magagula Skunk in that
Rose
photo?
Tune, Sailor Meg Tune, Magagula Skunk,
We are the chaotic combo.
and his make-believe sister named
Oh, the make-believe sister. I
Crystal
remember.
to fight Mary Lee Walsh and an army of jerk-ops. Chris
Oh,
nearly
the
gets trapped in a dark
jerk-ops.
mirror, but at the last second, Crystal switches places with him.
Oh
Meg
my
Tune
god.
sobs into Chris's chest. because she
Oh
almost
my
won.
god, this fucking image. Oh my god. That actually looks terrible. I just noticed the eyes and the mouth. Oh my god, that is bad. It looks like one of them fucking balloons with like a clown face on it.
Lost him. The comic ends with a disclaimer that the final embrace didn't actually happen and that it was just wishful thinking.
Yes, of course. Of course it was.
Chris completed his DVD titled Yep, I'm on
Okay, that'll be enough for today. We will watch this in the next episode. Yep, I'm on TV. Woo! But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I guess. I'll put another one. We'll put the next one out tomorrow because I don't know what else I'm going to be doing tomorrow. To be honest, probably gonna test more Linux distros. I might go and I don't know, exist. Anyway, thanks very much for watching this video. I would say subscribe and all that sort of stuff, but it fucking annoys me when I see other YouTubers put that shit in, you know. They try to do like the smart looking fucking transition to like a sponsor or to the, oh please subscribe to my channel, guys. I that's kind of annoying. Anyway, if you do like my stuff, if you do appreciate, if you like want to contribute, then become a member, subscribe, you know, buy some merch or whatever. It's all in the description, the channel description. And yeah, join my Discord if you want. Follow me on Twitter, whatever. Not that I really use any other social media anyway. I've got... Oh god, don't tell me Dad's mowing. He's gonna run over the horse shit that I gotta pick up. Fuck.